Malawi, boy.
What up? What up, everybody? Before I start, actually,
Yeah.
can you guys hear my fan?
No.
Yes, yes. Thank God for that.
What's the story?
Um, what's going on, guys? Welcome to 5 Rounds. I am Juan Tali. We've got Nala. We've got Pato. We've got Patrick. How you guys doing?
Awesome,
All
man.
good, all
Awesome.
good, man.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday, guys.
Happy
And girl.
Friday, man. Happy Friday.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not bliss. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not bliss. It's hot. It's hot out
I know,
here.
right? I know, right?
hot
I'm
out
the
here.
same.
It's hot
I
out here.
can't. I don't do very well in the heat.
Yeah, man. I'm sweating like turkey on Christmas Eve, man. Honestly.
No.
Wow. That jokes, I see you already with the dad jokes.
Hey,
Okay.
hey. Calm down. Calm down.
Alrighty.
Somebody's daughter loves these jokes. All right, calm down.
Oh, wow, bro.
Oh yes.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Okay, so definitely not. Francis says, y'all definitely couldn't be heroes because you'd be late to the scene. Come on, man. If we're fast enough, we'd be there on time. You wouldn't even notice we were late, bro. What are you talking
It's a
about?
Fantastic Four, is it?
Exactly, guys. In the comments, man, how you guys feeling today? How you doing? I expect there to be fans of DC comics and Marvel comics, whatever. But then we also expect people that have never watched it, don't even know what it is, don't even care about it, or whatever it is. Today, we're gonna help you leave with a little bit of an understanding of what DC Comics is, or maybe what we like about DC Comics or Marvel, what we like about the films, the movies, the characters, the villains, all these things, man. How it became a big brand. So I'm just gonna break it down for you guys, man. DC. Comic books have been around since the 1930s. You know what I mean? The 1930s they started making these things, man. So it's not new. It's fairly old, but it's still relevant. Why you reckon? Why did somebody think? You know what? Let me create a character. Let me create a comic book. It's because at the time in America there was something called the Great Depression going on. And during the Great Depression was one of the lowest times ever in history. So in order to cheer people up or give people hope, a guy from DC created a comic book. It was called Fun Something. You know what I mean? To be honest, you don't want to care about that because it was trash.
It's very fast.
So basically, they created these comics 1930, then circle all the way up to now. Marvel, Avengers, all these things that you watch now, Loki, WandaVision, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, all these things that you watch today, the things that your kids want for Christmas, these action figures and stuff like that. If you want to know where that came from, stay tuned in. Make sure you're concentrating. Make sure you're listening and all of that. I can see definitely, Francis is already in the comments. But before we continue, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. So, without further ado, I wanted to ask this question. Let me start with Mr. Patrick because he's a big Marvel and DC fan. Mr. Patrick, why are you a fan of superheroes, comics, and all these things? Why did you become interested in this? I assume you are interested in this, by the way.
Yeah, quite simple. It's not even very difficult, Like first time, I think it's the X-Men thing, the X-Men one from the 90s. Everybody knows that even right now, if you can put that as your ringtone, majority of the world will know what that is. They'll know that that's X-Men from the 90s. It was just exciting. That's what I think I was more attached to that time. And then Spiderman. Let's not forget that corny song, Spiderman.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
You see things like that. But Batman at first, I used to, believe it or not, I was not interested because I used to think it's for adults. Like, sorry, I was like, this must be obviously some scary stuff. But I just got interested because of that. Like you're looking at people who've got supernatural powers, right? Things that you don't have. So I used to envy that. I remember Superman every Sunday. Unfortunately, in Africa, you have to go to church Sunday morning. So Superman used to start exactly the time you're going to church. If you're lucky, if you don't go to church early, you'll be able to see a bit of Superman. So I think for me, it was the costumes and the powers. The admiration of having powers, somebody saving something, saving the world from that evil guy or evil girl or evil animal or whatever we can call it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't a fan of grown men in speedos now or underwear or whatever. You know what I mean? I wasn't a
That's where
fan
it
of
all
that.
started. Batman was wearing underwear until
You're
later
tripping.
on.
You're lying. You're lying.
Nah,
At
I
that
wasn't a
age, you
fan.
never.
Nah,
Nah, but
nah.
at that age, are you telling me you didn't like Superman? At that age, you didn't. Come on now,
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody had
but
Superman underwear.
Robin.
Remember,
there
Come
was
on.
they were
no there
popular.
was no way I was wearing underwear or speedo on top of trousers, like going around. I'd wear the
Well, you
cape.
You wore it
still
inside,
watched.
didn't you? You
Yeah,
wore it
what?
inside.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
you wore it inside the pants.
of course I wore it
I
inside.
mean,
That's where it's supposed to be. What are you talking
don't
about?
cap. Everyone
You get
once in a
it?
while was in that
If
room
you don't get it, forget about it.
with the red speedos,
Jesus
asking your
is
mom or your
Lord.
dad to buy you red
Jesus
speedos so you
is
can be
Lord.
Superman
Sorry.
Of course, he was one of the first people to be even doing that.
with his blanket at the back
Yeah,
under the cape.
going I'm Superman.
Who were you imitating? Like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wolverine. He went to steal.
I
He
don't know
went to
what
steal the
these lot
forks
are
and the
talking
knives
about.
in the house to be of.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was the interest. It was just I was just intrigued by the powers they had, and that's what caught my eye that time. That's what it was.
Okay.
Obviously, as you grow up, it changes, but we'll get there.
Okay. Let me just get into the comments real quick because definitely not Francis says, look, one tally sweating like a Game of Thrones fans at a confessional. Why? Why would I be this guy? Sweating like a Game of Thrones fan being expected to finish in bed. Wow. You know what? Definitely not Francis. You might need to buy a new joke book because that one is kind of expiring, bro. You keep recycling these jokes. What's going on? Run out of things to say or something. I hope this is not what you do when you're trying to get with someone. Tell them the same stuff that you told your first girlfriend or something. You're the sugar in my tea. Anyway,
If
next.
it works for him, it works for him.
woo!
I'm sorry, but the type of girl that falls for you, the sugar in my tea. No, I have a word with you.
No, you're giving
Have
an
a
example. So I'm saying that if it works for him, like if he got the first girl, why can't he use it in the second one? If it
Debatable.
worked the first time.
Debatable. Francis, did you get the girl or what? With your recycled lines.
I'm looking at that comment there.
Right. Reluca says, introduce us to this daughter, eh?
That was you, Antali. That was you talking about, someone else's daughter.
I'm not at
lasted your
liberty.
jokes.
I don't even know the name of this daughter. Do you know what I mean? Who knows? Could be any daughter. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Reluca says, I'm here because I'm a Francis fan. Yeah, man. Francis has fans. Black Forest Cake is a bigger villain than Thanos. What?
Jesus is Lord.
Okay. Forget my last comment. You said, yeah, better. Now these guys are interacting in the chat. Okay. Patrick likes dudes that wear Speedos on the outside. See what I mean? Somebody agrees with what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
That's what it was. What you want us to do? They only changed it now. And do you know what the funny thing is? After they removed the Speedo from Superman, it was cool. And people were disappointed at first when they saw the Henry Cavill movie. They're like, oh my God, when they saw pictures, where is the underwear? Guess what? After years, they're like, it's a good idea that you remove the underwear. Then the Superman series came in 2019-18. Guess what? He was wearing underwear outside. And people were like, oh my God, the underwear is back. Do you get it? Like,
What is the purpose of that underwear? What is the purpose?
I don't know. Batman especially was wrong to put Batman wearing underwear.
Less clothing, I suppose.
And
I don't know.
And they do the
Keep
Superman
his
pose.
junk
They do-
intact. I don't know.
And they do the superhero pose as well, like legs out and all of
It's
that.
a
Like
power
what's
pose or something like that.
Nah, I ain't having that. Nah. Forget that.
It's a power pose.
Okay. Definitely no. Francis says no. I tell them I'm not a Game of Thrones fan. Oh, really? And then he says the water to my soul. has 100% success rate. Well, I'm sure. Okay. Okay. The only Superman series is Smallville. Yes. No, but you know what? I'm gonna put that in the poll. I agree with definitely not Francis on that one. Very rare agreement, but I agree with that one. Let's put that in the poll straight away.
Was it better than the Superman, the cartoon one?
What is it? So it's Superman. So new Superman.
Smallville.
New Superman.
Oh, the cartoon
series. 2019, innit?
But are you comparing it with the new one, Smallville, and the new one?
Yeah, man. Why not?
Smallville was trash. I'm sorry.
What?
It kind of was though.
Yeah, it was. Let's be honest, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so
it wasn't that exciting.
Apparently, he was refusing to wear the costume because it was embarrassing. He says he didn't want to be embarrassed, so he never wore the costume.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I can't believe.
I can say it again. Smallville was trash.
Extremely trashy.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you're just hating. Why are you on some hate? What's wrong with you? Guys in the chat, I put a poll for you guys. What do you think? I mean, do you think Smallville is better than the new Superman series? Sorry, I put Super series, but yeah, you know what I mean. So the new Superman series, all right? Yeah, let us know what you think. I'm gonna go with thingy on this. I'm gonna go with definitely not Francis. Anyway, let's keep it going. Mr. Pato.
What up?
Why are you a superhero fan or a super film fan, a comic fan? Why are you a fan of Marvel or DC, stuff like that? Let's say I don't like Marvel or DC, right? How would you sell it to me, like somebody who doesn't like it, basically?
Well, I was pretty much sold, this dream of being a superhero by, my parents and as well as friends and stuff. They tell you, if you eat your vegetables, you're going to be strong, you're going to fly and all that stuff. And, they kind of buy you an action figure, and then while they buy you an action figure, say you're going to be like
what?
Superman.
They said you could fly?
There were lies in your house.
Yeah, there were lies, man. They'll say you'll be strong and all that stuff, and you start picking up that lingo. And then, as well as you watching on TV all these cartoons and stuff, and then you start having an interest in a certain character because they act in a certain way, and you're told all these lies, and then you start getting that interest. I think I started off liking watching Superman. I think that was more of something that I was more interested in, and then came Batman, and then that was kind of stuck, and then I got glued to, as well as Patrick said there, X-Men. X-Men was really good because then it had kind of like a family-orientated kind of theme.
Sorry. I know you're telling me why you love it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I'm a guy who is new to the show. I should have asked Patrick as well. Sorry. Let's say I'm a guy. In fact, I'll come back to Patrick in a minute when I get to know. Let's say I'm a guy who is new to the show, right? Oh, new to this whole Marvel thing. I've seen the thumbnail. I've said, hey, you know what I mean? In fact, let me just bring the thumbnail up real quick. All right, so I've seen this, right? And I've gone, what the hell is this? Who's that guy hanging off that Marvel sign? What's that woman, even though she looks cute with the hands together? And then you got that other lady over there, and then there's a man looking like a tin can, and then there's a guy who's got pointy ears. I'm sitting there thinking, what's going on here? Why should I be interested in stuff like that?
I think when you're looking at comics and all these action movies, you're looking at a good feel kind of like movie. You're looking at a good feel kind of like experience, because they always have a not so happy ending, but a happy ending. It's like a fairy tale when you're watching some certain things, or it's like you're watching something to do with protecting a family, protecting a city, protecting humankind and all that stuff. It gives you a feel of they can be a certain character that could protect, a family and whatever, people around you. So looking at this, it's like some of the characters have a bad, upbringing, but then later in life they become good characters and they protect the cities and all that stuff. So it is a good way to, show kids that, or show, a grown up to say, you can be bad at some stage. Even the Joker is bad, but then he's also good at some certain stage, So there is so many things. Yeah, he's a good man.
Psychopath Joker.
Joker was never good.
I think MP is right though. It's all about like fantasy always excites everybody. Like for instance, everybody wants to be Wonder Woman, and that's the thing. Like you want to be Wonder Woman, you want to be Batman, that billionaire playboy.
I want to be Wonder Woman.
That money
Oh,
and. That's what he's doing. That's what I'm saying. It's just something that people are fascinated with. It just catch you. Like look at Iron Man. Like he has everything. Do you get my point? That's what he is. Especially Superman from back in the days. Obviously, right now a lot of kids these days don't know Superman that much. But back in the days, everybody wanted to be Superman. The guy is indestructible. Obviously, we found out later on that kryptonite can weaken the man. He's unstoppable. Like he's just the perfect guy. Tall, well built. Obviously, he wears glasses to disguise himself. I don't know who came up with that silly idea. Why somebody wears glasses and you can't notice that.
And you can't notice who it is. For years, this man has been hiding.
And you know what's worse? The worst is the woman he married, because he told her later on when he removed his glasses. Are you serious? Man. I think that's what it is, man. It's all about fantasy, and it's all about people saying, oh my god, I wish I was that, and it just excites you. And as MP says, when you see Batman save the day, especially Batman, why I like him is he doesn't have any powers, saves the day. Just I can also do that if I had money, maybe.
Okay.
But I don't. So
okay. I'm a little, I don't know. Guys, in the comments, is there a person who is not a fan of this, never heard of it, never thought of watching it? Are you sold? You guys got to start telling me. So I'm going to keep asking you every time I ask someone. So are you sold yet? Let us know in the comments. So Nala, let me ask you.
Yeah.
I don't know what DC is. For me, DC is Washington. I don't know what Marvel is. It's the first time I'm hearing about it. What is it? A chocolate bar or something? I see people in costumes. What is this? A costume party? Like, everybody's talking about going to see Wakanda. What kind of nonsense is that? I want to know, what is this? How can I become a fan of these things if I don't really know what it is and I don't appreciate it? So I speak to you and say, yo, sell it to me, because Patrick's tried, but he hasn't really convinced me. MP spoke about how he was running around in Speedos or whatever. What are you telling me, fam?
No, really.
What I can say is, I think with DC and Marvel, it's sort of like an escape from reality for a bit and just going into the fantasy world. It gives you the action, the fantasies that you'd never really think of, and also at the same time relating to those fantasies. Like, it's about unity, it's about people coming together and trying to save whatever it is that's at stake, and as well as you have characters that are falling in love. Like, there's so much that is involved in these Marvel and DC characters that I think, I don't know, I just think it's an amazing way just to get away from reality and just sort of like relate to those characters. That's what I think.
Okay.
So the build-up is amazing. The way everyone gets the powers, or the way they test the powers the first time, the first costume, you watch them make different costumes. Like if you talk about Spiderman, he starts off with the hoodie, then he tries out everything. Like that journey you share with them. That's what is amazing. Like even X-Men.
And also not just that as well. Yeah. And with Marvel, we have, what's his name? God of Thunder.
Thor.
The way at first, like, he was so obnoxious, and he was on this tip of, I'm the best, I'm a god, I can do whatever. And then he had to sort of like get down from his high horse and become sort of like human, just to be on the level of, I don't know how I can explain this, where you kind of have to put your feelings aside, and then you have to be human for a bit for you to realize that you can unlock a certain character in yourself. That's what happened to him, where he was able to unlock a second character. Yeah, exactly. So
okay. Okay, I'm bullish, huh? Okay. Let me let me get into the comments real quick, man. Let's see. So I got into that one actually. So definitely not. Francis says Smallville even has the most iconic live action superhero series opening as well. I don't know about that part, bro. I don't know about that. Smallville was more of a drama than a live action superhero series. But anyway, the polls are in. Like 71% of the people in here are saying, look, the new Superman is better than Smallville. So the people have spoken, isn't it? We can't
But
really
it's true.
oppose that. We can't oppose that. Reluca says, Francis, I'm out here being nice to you. But all right. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. Definitely not. Francis says Nala is probably a Marvel fan. We'll
Not
get to
really.
that. We'll get to that. Hold your thought. Hold your thought. Hold your thought. Definitely not. Francis says, forgive me. I had that joke. Oh my. All right. And then it goes. Popeye the Sailor is the only superhero I know because man got me to eat spinach. Oh, man. Definitely no. Francis says heroes teach you about perseverance through tough challenges and sell toys. Okay, all right.
I think you could also add on like discipline. Like how the superheroes have a routine of a lifestyle that they need to correct. They need to stay in check so that they shouldn't be knocked down by the villain or whatsoever and stuff like that. So they always have eyes at the back. They always have certain checks. Like
if you watch the beginning of the Avengers, they didn't have discipline.
Exactly.
They did a lot of harm than good at the beginning. Another superhero, Superman, him growing up as well, he did a lot of harm than good. Batman, he was more of a Batman was more of a vigilante. He still is a vigilante.
And the playboy.
Yeah, he does what he feels is right. He doesn't really go by the law. He does what he feels is right. So I wouldn't say it's a level of discipline. I don't know.
Isn't that what excites you though? That you see that they've made mistakes and you can go through the journey with them.
Yeah.
That's why, especially with Avengers. That's why we saw them from the beginning fighting against each other, and it only took that particular scene in the movie. Obviously, we're talking about the movie, not the comic book. So obviously in the movie they changed things, but I mean, like every time, even Spider-Man, Uncle Ben had to die, and then he was trying to get revenge. Then he noticed that I can't do this anyway.
Again, relatable.
With great power comes great responsibility.
But get this right, yeah. So just to add on to this point is all these characters they learn gradually over time, right? And there's so many multi-universe. There's multi-universe for both Marvel and DC. So they're in different universe over time. So you can watch all these series over time.
So we've gone advanced now.
I know. I was yeah. Okay.
Because you're talking about the beginning of their journey, and stuff. So I was just adding on to that. Continue.
To the end of the line.
Definitely no Francis. Definitely no Francis says. Patrick said, "I want to be Wonder Woman." Is that true, Patrick? In a way,
for what she represents, I would like to represent that too.
Okay, definitely not. Francis says
in the speeders, huh?
I think Patrick's just attracted to the character.
Did you see this guy, man? This guy.
Definitely not. Francis says Batman's power is white privilege and inheritance. Yeesh. Okay, that's stalking.
Why though? Why?
Black Panther.
Yeah, exactly. What about Black Panther? Because they're
but Black Panther was the first black character in Marvel.
But he also has money.
One of the first,
No. But his character. Look at what is being said here. It says Batman's power is white privilege and inheritance. So what about Black Panther? Because Black Panther also grew into a monarch, isn't it? He was a king, a prince, and he inherited the wealth, he inherited the vibranium, all these things that made Wakanda great. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Definitely not Francis.
My brother, we don't do that here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
How do you mean either?
Definitely not Francis says. Friendly reminder: Batman's mask shows his mouth because He needs to show the police that he's white.
This guy is going deep. He's going
Okay.
deep.
To be fair, Thor was a god, so we don't blame him. Okay. And then Raluca says, "Look at Francis cyberbullying Batman. Why do you have beef with everyone?" You know what I mean? They never watched it. Who never watched it? I hate Batman. High key. What?
Why?
Wow. Wow.
No. Okay, I don't know what he's talking about here. He's getting wild. At least he has superpowers, and everyone knows who Black Panther is. Yeah, that's a strong defense. That is strong. Even the dog didn't like what you said, definitely, Francis.
Yeah, the dog is like, no.
Yeah. What everyone said are some very interesting points. But going back to what I said and how the comic book industry started, how the superhero thing started. What was going on is it was the 1930s, depression. People were feeling low, so it means the boom of these comics is because people felt a certain way. It gave people a feeling, like there was some sort of feeling they had that they never felt before. So when you watch a superhero movie, you probably feel a little bit hopeful. You're in a world that it doesn't exist, but it's a different world. You buy into the story, you buy into the characters, just like a good movie. Sometimes movies are fictional, but you buy into the idea of the movie. So it's pretty much the same thing as superhero movies. I think it's more of a preference thing. I wouldn't say everybody is a fan of comic book superheroes and all these things, but if you like people flying around, punching each other around, or giving people hope or saving people, then doing what's right. Sometimes doing what's wrong. It depends on what you fancy.
What about you? Just short. What about you? Why do you have Spider-Man's tattoo on your back?
Oh.
Jesus is Lord.
Oh, yeah, why?
I mean, to be fair, I just answered the question, Patrick.
You did. You just said, "Oh, no, there was a depression," but that's not you. That's not you. You're talking about.
Oh, why did I? Because it made me. Because I felt a certain way. I looked up to it. Like who didn't want to be like Superman? Who didn't want to be like Batman?
But Superman was wearing speedos, though.
Speedos.
Yeah, without the speedos. Without the speedos. Okay, let me. For me, on a personal note, think
do you
about
even
it, right?
think of removing the speedos and then what's the costume going to look like?
Yeah, it looks better. So, anyway,
keep with the speedos. It's a good outfit.
They already removed the speedos, MP, in the movies.
Anyway, on a personal note, growing up through high school, primary school, and whatever it is, you had to sort of be a little bit, I guess, streetwise. And I don't think anyone here can say they've gone through school and never been bullied. I don't think so, So just with the feeling of that, maybe you didn't recognize it, but, it is what it is. So with the feeling of that, watching something like a huge superhero film gives you that hope. It gave me that hope, like that hope. Oh, Jesus, I might have the power of Superman. If I eat spinach, I might be as strong as Popeye. Things like that. Giving you hope, because as a kid you're innocent, you're pure, you believe in Santa. Sorry if there are kids watching. You believe in, never mind, I'm not gonna say it. You believe in certain things, and they keep you hopeful.
When you said Santa, I just remember that video in the Santa.
All right. I'm gonna keep it moving. Yeah. So that's the reason I got into stuff like that. It's pretty much preference, to be honest. Next question, guys. Let's get into it. So Marvel or DC? Yeah. Let's start with the characters. Who is your favorite character? We'll start with villain first. Actually, let's spin it. All right. So I'm gonna go in the. Actually, guys in the chat, let me know, who is your favorite character? Name one in Marvel, name one in DC. If you want to name one, but your favorite character. Let's start with a villain first. All right. So I'll start with Mr. MP. So who?
DC Joker.
The Joker.
The Joker.
Why the Joker?
Man, I think that was just the recent movie that was released, right? the way it was played out, and then I look back to all the movies, the Batman movies and all that I've seen of the Joker.
Mhm.
He is a top notch. I would say he's a top notch villain of like DC, because he's like nearly the main character of like DC or whatever villains, and the chaos that he causes is unreal, because when you watch like the Batman movies and you watch him blowing up, you watch him confusing people, you watch him how he takes control of like media and all that stuff, like you can feel that character of strength and control over it. So the Joker is the Joker is pretty much it for me. And the Marvel side, I think I'll go with I think Thanos. I think so, because looking at it as he stands on a high note as well. I'm looking at it on the fact that when I watched was it Infinity War, was it? And I looked at it, that was pretty much a game changer to Marvel Studios, because that was putting everyone on a high note to say you can see all the characters, because we've been watching everything separately. Now they brought everything together. Now you're watching everything and you're like, oh my gosh, that's that character. So it shows you all these characters at the same time because of one villain. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. So guys in the comments, what do you think of those two villains? MP's favorite villains are Joker and Thanos. I'm just gonna get in the comments real quick because people are typing. Drunk, it's villains first. Villains first, bro.
Welcome, Drunk.
Yeah, welcome, bro.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Francis is still on Black Panther. It says, well, at least he has superpowers, and everyone knows who Black Panther is. Okay, Black Panther is an actual symbol of hope because he shows his people he is the leader. He's more of a king. Batman uses fear and lets his villains go. Okay, what's he meant to do? Execute them. Why do you think Joker was able to kill Superman's wife and cause Superman to go evil? That was an alternate story, though. What? Definitely not. Francis says one tally has another man tattooed on his back. This is what Patrick said. So let me ask you a question. How does another man, Patrick, know that I've got a man tattooed on my back? How the hell does Patrick know that? Ask him that question. Exactly.
We saw your Ibiza photos that went viral.
For the record, I don't have a tattoo, and we saw your photos. What photos exactly? And you guys were.
What?
It's Ibiza. Anyway, and you two, you suspects here, you Googled these photos, yeah?
You guys
went viral, man. That went viral.
I'm worried.
From 5Roundz.
I am worried. His favorite superhero is Jon Snow, but he's acting shy now. Okay. Drunk says Marvel better heroes, DC better villains. I think I agree. I agree on that one. Yeah, Drunk says DC, Batman, Marvel, Wolverine. Okay, interesting.
Wolverine's good. Yeah, Wolverine's well. Batman as well. Yeah.
Definitely not. Francis says Marvel is better live action. DC is better animated. Again, I don't really agree with that, but okay. Let's see. DC, Jason Todd. Oh, that's a good one. And DC Spiderman. There's no DC Spiderman.
Marvel. Spiderman is
Marvel. Black Panther. Okay, we're on villains, guys. Villains. Harley Quinn and Mystique. Ooh, Mystique's a good one. Mystique's a very good one. Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn is also good. She's crazy, like.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, right? Harley Quinn has always been depicted as the girl next to the Joker. But Mystique sort of stepped out of Magneto's shadow. She started doing her own thing. You know what I mean?
That's the same way with her too. She stepped out in the new comics and
in the new comics, yes.
But they still have Joker lurking around. No, even with the movies, like
she's now
for control
now, with Poison Ivy.
All right. And Drunk says DC. Darkseid is an absolute dog. Marvel,
Yeah, this
Magneto.
guy.
Wow,
Yeah,
son.
Yeah.
that's a good shout.
Magneto.
Darkseid. Okay, that's very good, guys. Thank you very much. So let's go to Mr. Patrick. Your
Yeah,
villains. Let's go.
that's the guy I was about to mention, Darkseid. That guy fights with his hands behind his back, and there was a debate I had with somebody that if it was between him and Thanos, I think this guy beats him. This guy is just too much. Like the guy fights with his hands behind his back, and he's talking to you the whole time. He's whooping your ass, and
Whoa,
that's
whoa,
just
whoa,
next
whoa.
level. And unfortunately, we calm down, calm down. I'm done. Unfortunately, we never saw that because the Justice League never did well, so we never saw what he could do. But he's amazing, and the whole time it's the same thing. He was there before Thanos, so Thanos is actually just a copy of him because he does the same thing. He watches everything from afar. When everybody fails to defeat the Justice League, he comes down and do it himself. And trust me, this guy is very dangerous because he even got Superman to start killing his own people. It's only until the end when so this guy that's why I think he's one of the best. But shout out to Joker, man. I've never seen somebody who doesn't have any superpowers and cause so much uh and cause so much trouble for everybody.
Yeah,
Like as he's
yeah.
like how I don't understand. The guy doesn't have anything. Like he has no money, but he ends up causing so much trouble where it's even hard for people with powers to control him. Like I have seen the Justice League struggle with Joker. Like, you're like, how are you struggling? That's why
But,
I
but
laughed the time when you know the one where you were talking about where Superman just kills him. It's like we haven't done this for so long. He just kills him within seconds. It's like you've been stopping to do this for so long. It's easy to kill this guy. Why do we always let him go? So it's quite fascinating to be honest. If you go to Marvel, Marvel for me is Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom, obviously, they haven't done him
Whoa.
justice in the movies, but Doctor Doom is actually
no,
one
they
of
haven't.
yeah, they haven't. He's one of the best villains ever. He actually, believe it or not, MP before Thanos, it's actually Doctor Doom who ends up killing everybody and actually causing so much mayhem. It's just I don't know why they never did that. I hear it in this new phase, they
Yeah.
might actually give him exactly what he's supposed to do, and everybody's waiting for that. So Doctor
You
Yeah.
Doom,
know,
man, one of the most powerful, and you can't kill him. Even though they killed him in the movies, I think they just froze him. Like, you can't kill him. He's unkillable.
you know two characters that killed the whole Marvel characters. There's the Punisher, and then there is Deadpool. There is comics that these two killed.
Did the Punisher manage to kill everyone?
Yeah, they killed all the characters,
How?
but then
Pun-
there
Punisher's
is a
got no,
comic. There is
he's
a
got no
comic. There is a
superpower.
comic. There is a comic. They call it the Marvel Universe or something like that. It was the Punisher. He killed all the characters as well as
He what?
he
Well,
killed all the characters.
you're talking about the cartoon, isn't it? The Marvel Universe
Yeah,
cartoon.
there is the scene where he kills all the characters, as well as there is another one that they in another multiverse they Deadpool killed all the characters as well. So yeah,
He can. He
yeah,
can do it. He does it. But
He's
Punisher,
unkillable, isn't he? So, but
yeah.
Punisher. Okay. Nala.
For me, it's the Joker as well. Like, I think he's the super villain of all time. It's just the way,
Why
just
so serious?
yeah, it's the quirky jokes. It's the fact that him and Batman are always going back and forth, and Batman can literally kill this guy, but he always finds a way to get out of that situation. It's the fact that he just keeps it so interesting. That's why I think the Joker is amazing. So that's my top villain.
Have you got a Marvel villain or?
Nah, man, the Joker just does it for me. The Joker does it for me. I can't think of anyone that can come as close to him.
No,
That's fair. That's fair. I think for me, I agree. To be honest, I'm on Joker vibes, man. Because I mean, look, with what everyone is saying, this guy has no superpowers. His superpower is mayhem. It's just madness. Just cause problems. Like you've never seen a character with such character like him. And he's clinically insane and all these things, and obviously, but then if you put him on a one-on-one, he'd probably be dead in a second, but he's one of those people who's just cunning and his character around it is what's important around it. For Marvel, it's a very difficult one, but I think I'd go for Magneto. Somebody like Magneto. I don't know. It's just for me. For me, it's just the aura around somebody like that guy. He was more of
Jealous.
a leader of men, but he also fought with honor. He wasn't the guy who was just doing things out of spite. He was very calculated, and he would only go for people who are worthy. Like if he sees you're not worthy, he'll send his little minions like, hey, go and sort that guy out. Do you know what I mean? For me, I felt like he's a classy villain. He's not one of those people that just fights any fight or does whatever.
Doesn't even manipulate people.
Yeah,
that's what he does.
I got a few people to turn against the X-Men.
That's exactly what he does. So the clever thing, I think he's one of the villains that doesn't really use his powers unless he needs to. His biggest superpower is manipulation. So that's why I like Magneto, to be honest, and the characters that have played Magneto as well. So guys, let us know in the chat who out of these villains, who do you think is the top villain out of all the comics, whatever it is? Who do you guys think is the top villain? We're gonna move on to the heroes.
Before you move on, right? Just look at the comment that Drunk just said there. Like, Drunk is the only villain where even if you kill him, you still lose. Like, he's just that character. Like, you still lose whether you kill him or not. He's just amazing. That's what I think.
This is true. Nice one, Drunk. He even says the Punisher movie was.
Oh my God!
Which one though? Because I think the first one was okay. It's the second one that was bad.
The John Travolta
one was bad.
The John Travolta
the series was good though. The
series was very good. I'm gonna carry on. Actually, there's comments here, isn't it? Wow, Thanos is diet dark side. DC Reverse Flash. Yeah, Reverse Flash is a good shout. Francis from Deadpool 1. Marvel Francis from Deadpool 1. Who?
What?
Why do I feel like he's making this up?
No, that's not a character. That's not a character.
I don't know. Remind us. Remind us. Let's see.
Even though they're like thousands and thousands, but then no.
But Batman is a useless hero. That's why the Joker escapes. Okay.
Wow. This guy.
Blasphemous Francis. I'm sorry, Drunk, but I always slander Batman. Every chance I get, plus Batman Beyond's version is the best version of Bruce. Okay.
Well, because he retired. This guy, because he retired.
So the best version of Bruce is when he can barely walk. This guy.
He's
terrible.
You got it. If you don't get it, forget about it.
Another villain I would shout out is when the Flash became a villain himself. Like when he created a segment of himself. This is in the series. I don't know if it's in the comics. He created a segment of himself, and then this rejected Flash went and created a super suit that made him faster than anyone, and he was just pretty much doing what he wanted.
It was like the Green Flash, right? Am I correct?
No, he was in a silver suit. I forgot what his name was.
I remember that.
What did he call himself? Hold on. I remember.
There's another Flash who calls himself Godspeed or something.
Not Godspeed, but he called himself the God of Speed, but he wasn't Godspeed. Oh man, the name escapes me. Guys in the chat, what was the name? The name escapes me, man. What's his name?
Come on. TikTok.
I know, right? Now this is gonna bother me, This is gonna bother me.
TikTok.
Yeah, do you know what? If anyone remembers, let me know. Right, we're gonna carry on. But yeah, Barry Allen, he was in a silver suit. He was in this big silver suit, and he was fighting against himself, basically. It's a mad one. Yeah. Okay. Next. Heroes. Who are your favorite heroes? So we'll start with DC and then we'll go Marvel. Let's start with Nala this time. So now let's heroes, DC and Marvel, or just one. Whatever.
One or two.
I'll go with Batman. That's my favorite hero. I just feel like he just goes through a lot of stuff, but still makes it in the end. I feel like my internet keeps going. Is it okay?
No, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so Batman is one of my favorite characters. Like I said, he just goes through so much, but in the end still comes out strong, still does his thing, even though he doesn't have like proper like superhero powers, but he still comes out strong. What's my next one? I'd say is God of Thunder. I always forget his name.
Oh,
Thor. I love Thor because, again, he's quirky. He knows that he's amazing. He knows he can kick ass. But even at the same time, he still has a little heart, and he still got heartbroken by that girl that he fell in love with. But still,
Jane Foster
character. He's funny. And again, this whole thing of, yeah, I can kick your ass and I'll do it in like a minute. And he goes ahead and does that. So those are my two favorite characters, I would say, from DC and Marvel.
Interesting. What do you guys in the comments think? I got the name. Savitar. That was his name. Savitar. That was so when Barry
this guy
Allen,
didn't let it go.
I did not let it go. I actually found it when it was Savitar. I've got the name.
Those are actually good ones, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Big up to you.
Yeah. So Drunk says favorite DC hero is Amanda Waller. Favorite Marvel hero
Isn't
is
she
Wolverine.
sort of a villain? Because what she does is a bit extreme. She puts bombs in people's heads, and you have to work with them. If you don't,
that is extreme.
That is a bit extreme. That is a bit extreme, man. Well, some people like certain things, isn't it? Okay, Mr. MP, who's your favorite Marvel hero, and who's your favorite DC hero as well?
Let's see. Where do we start? Okay, let's start from DC. Can I just say that DC doesn't have a lot of heroes? Because I'm looking at it. I've already just listed them just in the Justice League kind of like section, and I'm like, okay, maybe I could just pick them.
DC doesn't have superheroes, guys.
A lot. That's what I mean, like a lot. Because
pick two.
Pick two, Batman and Superman.
DC doesn't have a lot of superheroes.
Yeah.
You're mad.
There's okay. Tell you what. There's like the likes of like Green Lantern, whatever. There's Flash. There's what. I don't relate to them. I relate to the likes of like, Batman and Superman. That's it. Simple as that. And if you tell me like, the Suicide Squad and whatever and stuff like that, I'll just be like, nah. They're just a bit of,
Yeah, but they're villains. They're not superheroes. They were villains.
Yeah, they're villains.
They kind of say
this is. You know what this is? This is because Marvel has succeeded because
Marvel has been
even Captain America was there, but nobody put him at that high standard. Even Tony Stark, I didn't care about him when I saw the cartoon. I used to take it out and watch Spiderman. It's only now people are like, oh my God, Tony Stark. It's just that I think it's anyway. Go on, because DC has a lot of
characters.
Shazam,
exactly.
Shazam is what the opposite of Captain Marvel. That's it. Like it's just a.
But
copy
he's still
of
a character. He's still.
It's the other side that copied.
He is. They did copy that.
It's the other side that started. It's actually DC that started.
Wasn't Shazam a copy of Spider-Man now?
No, Shazam was a copy of Captain Marvel. So they had a legal battle and stuff like that. So they had to let go of that Captain Marvel name, and then they had to go with Shazam.
I really think there's more. Like there's a lot of characters on DC. There's Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
If I just say Marvel, I'm already talking about the Avengers. There's like a lot of them already.
Because you see, X-Men. There's a reason to that. It's because the movies have been so successful over the time that you have seen more of Marvel heroes. But actually, DC Comics have been around. Were there before Marvel started. So DC Comics were there in the 1930s, And
But they all started in like in 1930s.
From the other side, MP.
And the
first one is actually from the other side.
The first Marvel.
Well, the first one was DC.
The
first was
Marvel,
DC and then Marvel.
No, hold on a minute. The first Marvel comic was 9 years after that. Do you know when the first actual the official the one that the fans declare that is the official Marvel movie? Iron Man. Iron Man came out in 2008. Do you know when the first DC film came out? In the 1950s.
Wait, the first Marvel movie never even saw it. Was Fantastic Four and they cancelled it.
Fantastic Four cancelled it. Official. I mean official, right? Iron Man.
What about the Punisher? Was that official that time? Punisher in the 80s.
Let's not talk about dead films, yeah? Let's not talk about
Captain America. There was a series in the 60s.
I don't think the Daredevil is amazing. I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay.
I think it's just
okay. Let's talk about
in the 60s.
Recognition. Out of recognition.
Oh, I mean, you're talking about the movie.
Batman,
sorry, my bad.
Superman came out in the 50s and it was popular. You know what I mean? Batman came out after that, popular. You know, and throughout the times before even Marvel started doing live action, DC was actually up on top. You couldn't mention a Marvel's superhero then. You couldn't until Spiderman came. You could not say, you know what, Marvel have a superhero. You know, so they're quite a lot. Put some respect on DC, man. If it weren't for DC, there'd be no Marvel.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Wesley Snipes. Shout out.
You know what? I'm actually thinking now that I'm actually grateful
there you go. Blade was official. There you go.
I'll tell you. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is one of my favorites because the reason of Doctor Strange is the multi-universe. Then I got to learn a lot about all these characters. Like I started picking up all these characters in one like uniform to say, okay, this character is linked to this character, that character. So Doctor Strange is one of them. And even to add on Doctor Strange, I heard there is a universe that has zombies. All the characters, the Marvel characters are zombies, but they all become zombies with superpowers, blah, blah, blah. And they're fighting against, whatever it is. I would like to watch that when it comes out. Marvel, if you're watching this, please tune it in. Please.
It's already out. The series is already out.
The zombies one. The zombies one.
Yeah. What if?
I haven't watched it, so I should be following up on that one because I actually just heard of that and I was like, I need to watch that, and then because I'm a zombies kind of person.
It's not that great, but okay.
Not that great.
I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan.
I'll take it. And then I'll add to my man's Black Panther. That's it.
Why? Is it because
Wakanda forever? Yeah.
Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, man.
Yeah. So I'd say it kind of for Black Panther kind of brings a different picture. Someone else with color, someone else with different character to show that there is kids out there want to be a superhero, but then they're looking at the superhero being Superman with curly hair and all that stuff. If you have the afro hair, you can relate to Black Panther and you can be like, hey, I'm cool, and everybody else is doing Wakanda forever and all that stuff. So I'm that peeps. Like I like it.
Oh yeah, and I also like Wonder Woman.
Okay, Wonder Woman.
Wow.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Continue. How about yourself, Patrick?
Yeah.
You tuned for this when you're ready.
Spider-Man.
I knew that one was
coming. No. You have no idea. At the end, you're gonna understand. Obviously, we have more questions to answer, so you're gonna understand why there's a type of sort of heroes I like. I'm actually a big fan of the Punisher, and that's just me. I don't know why.
That's bad, man.
You know what? I'm just intrigued. I'm just like a guy who just gets pissed off. All he has is the fact that he's pissed off. I know Batman is also pissed off, but he has a limit. This guy, Punisher, has no limit. I have seen the Punisher go into somewhere where they're holding a case, a court, and just kills everybody, including the judge, because the judge is also guilty. It's just hardcore. I've seen him go into a church and kill the preacher and everybody. Maybe that's me. The Punisher is exciting. The whole costume thing, simple, just a shirt. Actually, let me get a Punisher shirt. That was one of my dreams when I was in Malawi, trying to get somebody to print the whole Punisher thing on my shirt, but they didn't print it very well. So I'm gonna get a Punisher shirt. Like the Punisher is just exciting. Obviously, I like his story also. I know it's a bit gloom and it's not that exciting where his whole family gets killed after he does the case and everything. But it's just the fact that. So I'm saying it's not an exciting story.
No, it's a good one though. It's a good one.
Don't you get
It's a huge one.
excited by the Punisher? There's no pity, no mercy. He takes them down and they stay down.
Savage.
I know Batman. I like him and he's one of the best. But the thing is, he keeps the Joker around. If he was the Punisher, the Joker would be gone. It would have been gone. He will take you down. That's what he does. He will take you down and he makes sure you stay down. And if you survive somehow, he'll find you in that hospital. He's gonna find you. So for me, it's the Punisher. And obviously
that's a good
side. That's
DC.
Side. DC, you cannot go anywhere apart from Batman because I don't know why you can't. Like Superman has everything, but Batman is. I've never seen somebody just because he's prepared, he can take down Superman.
Yeah,
Batman can prepare for a week and take down the whole Justice League. I don't know how he did that. I don't know if you saw this one. There was a cartoon where they were all scared when they found out that for 2 years he's been studying them and he knows how to kill every single one of them. And this is the guy who doesn't have any powers. So he had everything to kill all of them and he had it stored. So he had a way to kill Wonder Woman. He had a way to kill Green Lantern. He had a way to kill Superman. He always has a way. Just as soon as he prepares, he goes home, looks at you, prepares how to bring you down. And the thing is, who doesn't want to be a millionaire? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say the other part.
Also with like his fight scenes,
dollar bill,
it's
yo.
never really like a dull moment. Like he gets hurt, like proper hurt.
He does, yeah. Yep.
And he still gets up and goes again. That's why it makes it so exciting.
So he'll study you. So you beat him up, he's gonna study a way to take you down. I think that's what's exciting about him. Yeah, that's what it is. But shout out to Shazam. Shout out to Shazam, obviously, after the movie. And also shout out to Black Adam.
Oh my goodness. How many are you gonna pick? This guy's just going through the whole list. Shout out to this guy.
Shout out. You know, Americans, when they say shout out to my sister, shout out to my
please,
big homie.
Please. Even the person who created them probably dead, man. What the hell? Come on now.
And also with Batman, he's got this mysterious, like dark, mysterious character to him. You want to learn more about this man.
Yeah, very secretive.
I think that's what makes him really appealing to people. Is the fact that he's so dark and mysterious, and you're like, what's going on here?
I think it was fascinating. I remember the same movie. Everyone knew where everyone stays. They knew somebody. They knew Diana's apartment. They knew apartment, like El Jordan's apartment. They never knew where Batman was coming from. He just showed up, and they were discussing. And I remember the Flash was like, "Where does Blues come from?" Like, they never knew his name. They're like, "Where does Batman come from? Where does he come from?" He just comes to work. We find him on the computers. Where does he come from? Anyway,
that's a good one.
All right,
one side of yourself.
Okay, so for me, I like Rebel.
Hey, one side he has a whole list.
I don't have a list. I'm not like Patrick. You know what I mean? I'm not like Patrick. What are you talking about? 2 seconds here.
There's not a list.
Let me bring my list out. Okay, for Marvel, for me it's Gambit. You know, Gambit from the X-Men. I like low-key superheroes that have a character, you know. And for me, Gambit, anyone who plays Gambit has a character. Also in the comics, he has a character. He's one of those people who he doesn't do well with groups, you know, but he's very clever and very powerful. But he just does what he wants, you know. And I grew to that sort of character, you know. He was like X-Men. He's like, come on now, I'll go do my own thing. So what he does is got these explosive cards, you know. So he throws these explosive cards, and they're sharp as well. In DC, what do I have? I had it. You see, anyway, I used to be a Superman fan. Like, used to be Superman fan. Superman fan, you know. I used to be a Superman fan, you know. I'd wear that whole Superman thing, the symbol. Then you move on from that. I moved on to Batman, but now it's Nightwing. I change all the time. Nightwing for me is the guy, you know. He's a low key sort of person, but I can't, you know. He's really like, oh man, he's one of, I don't know. For me, I feel like if him and Batman were in a fight, I think he'd mess him up. simply because of his just one-on-one, no gadgets. What Nightwing, come on now.
Prep time.
Nightwing is the guy, you know what I mean?
Also, you said the guy who was his master, obviously taught him everything.
Exactly, but the student who can always outdo the master. There's no problem. We've seen it happen a lot of times.
Movies,
Neo was better than Morpheus, you know what I mean? Come on now. Right. Let's move this on.
Come on. Nah, come on.
Actually, let me read the comments real quick.
That's bad.
Let me read the comments. What the hell? What's this woman laughing at?
You and Dan
Okay. Drunk says, nah, it's Batman. I just wanted to mention Amanda Waller. Okay, cool. Plastic Man for DC. Wow. Shang-Chi, Loki, Fire, and Iron Fist. Okay. Even Daredevil is great. Blade was a fish. Okay, this is what I was saying. He says, Drunk says, I don't like Daredevil. I don't like Daredevil. He hella mid. The Blade Trinity is underrated.
The third one was bad.
Yeah, the third one wasn't great. Damn, I forgot about Loki. This is true. Loki is underrated. Loki is actually a very good villain, I think, by character.
I was actually surprised that you didn't mention him.
I could have mentioned Loki.
Because you've always talked about him and said
Loki's the
definitely
guy.
not Francis. I used to rate him until what they've done to him these days. The Hawk is useless these days. It was a joke.
I love how no one said Hulk. Hulk is not really a villain, is he, though? Like, is he? I don't know.
Good guy and bad guy, because it breaks away.
Okay. So True K says, nah, there is going to be a series dedicated to zombies. Definitely not. Francis says, my favorite hero is Black Dynamite. Okay.
Of course.
True K says, some of the greatest heroes have a tragic backstory. This is true. Definitely not. Francis says, why be Batman when you can be Black Panther? Batman is the prep time god. Wow. Kelvin says, good evening. Good evening, sir. Definitely not. Francis says, you know what? I agree with Wantali. Gambit is my favorite mutant. Gambit was the one, man. He was the G.
Unfortunately, they trashed the movie, isn't it? They trashed the movie last year.
Big Cap? What? Oh, come on. Kelvin says, where's my t-shirt? Bane is the GOAT. Bane is actually... but Bane is just a weapon. You know, they portrayed him as if he's a smart villain. He's not meant to be a smart villain.
I think that's the one Kelvin is mad about.
Yeah,
not the one in the comics. He doesn't know the one in the comics.
The one in the comics is just... he's dumb. He's dumb.
It's just right behind... What's his name? What do you call it? Ra's al Ghul or something like that? Is he behind him, is it?
Ooh, Ra's al Ghul is actually a good call for a villain as well, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so gonna carry on. Right. Do you guys which one should I ask? Because do you guys think Marvel movies are more popular than DC movies? You know? I'm going to start with Patrick. Guys in the chat, let me know. Do you guys think, I'm not talking about Marvel movies now, I'm talking about the whole timeline. Do you guys think, actually, I'll ask MP first because he's the one who was talking about Marvel this whole time. Mr. MP, do you think Marvel movies are more popular than DC movies?
I think now the Marvel ones are like more popular because, you know, the comic and all that stuff, you know, events are really shooting up where you're looking at DC has a few. So I would say now we're more relating to the Avengers. We relating to, like, you know, the new mix of the multiverse and all that stuff. So it's popular. Now everybody's learning about, you know, all these characters. But DC never gave us a chance to learn about all the characters at the same time, like switch, because they didn't see the big you know mix would have made a huge difference, you know. What do you think, Patrick?
I think Marvel movies are popular than DC movies, but the DC comics are
would
way
you say
better.
that if Batman is still making, if Batman is still Batman is still there though?
Yes, but what I'm saying is DC comics are way
general.
better than the Marvel. It's just the Marvel movies are more exciting than the DC movies. But in overall, when you put in like I said, when you put in the DC comics, I think they're top notch. They're way better than the Marvel ones.
Even the cartoons are better.
Yes, exactly.
I guess the DC
I think
was
the
more.
issue is go ahead.
I think because because DC was the first to do it. Is that why they keep it all consistent and always keep it top notch?
No, I think they were first to do it and they were doing well, but they never evolved, right? So like they were good back in the days. It all went bad. Let me tell DC, everything went bad with the Batman with the nipples. When George Clooney was made Batman and they put nipples on Batman, things went like this because the Batman movies were doing well. They started making these campy Batman movies. I think 1996 with is it Val Kilmer, whatever his name, with Jim Carrey. That was just that's when things went down, and from there on they didn't recover because they tried to make Superman Returns and it made money because people were just excited, but the movie was trashed. Superman had a son. He visited his son through a window, which was creepy. Like everything was bad. So you see where things went on. Just after the Batman 89 and Batman Returns, things were great for DC. They were on top of everything. They were making the comics were better as analyses, and let's not forget the cartoons were good. But as soon as they made those campy Batman movies, George Clooney and Val Kilmer, everything went down. And then Superman Returns, things were down. By the time they only went back up when they made Kristen Bell Batman's, but they also went down again. They tried to Superman, Man of Steel was okay, was okay, I can say. But I think DC went down when they put nipples on Batman. What do you think went down? Batman with nipples.
Oh, Ben Affleck.
No. What's his name? George Clooney.
Listen. The question was, right, are the movies, do you think Marvel movies are more popular than DC? The answer today, yes. But overall, no. So if we're talking about from the beginning of when the comic started to now, the answer is no. Because if you combine the catalog that DC has, from the Batman series, the Christian Bale Batman series, which grossed close enough to Avengers, Aquaman again, which was also close to Avengers. You know what I mean?
Christopher, what's his name? What was his name?
Christopher Nolan's one.
The first Superman, Christopher what?
The Man of Steel.
No, Christopher, the Superman. He also did one with Christopher. I forgot.
Oh, that guy, the other guy.
Eminem used to make fun of a lot.
Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. So, look, if you're talking about popularity, I think DC pips it. But if you're talking about success, like if we're going to talk about numbers like money, how much money they've made and all these things, then in this time and age, then Marvel takes it. Like what True K is saying. MCU is better than. They're better now. Warner Brothers fumbled the bag with DC Universe, but there's a reason, and I think I wouldn't lose hope in DC because Marvel has dominated for this long, and DC was playing catch up. They brought out when Marvel brought out the Avengers and killed it. DC tried to do it, but they tried to do a shortcut, because Marvel had been building this for years, and DC just thought, hey, let's just hit you with everyone we've got. But that didn't work because everyone's like, who the hell are these people? You know what I mean?
We don't know who these people are.
We don't know who these people are. Oh, by the way, where's Christian Bale? Why is it Ben Affleck? There were so many things that people were like, what's going on? So these are things you got to look at. But I feel DC is going to come back because for years, DC and Marvel have always been at loggerheads. Sometimes DC dominates, sometimes Marvel dominates. So right now, it's Marvel's time, and the rivalry is actually real between these two entities. It's not that we're here going DC versus Marvel as if we're the one saying nope. It's actually real. They actually do not like each other. They can't even work with each other. They tried to work with each other and it failed. They've only done few little series here and there, little comics or something, but they tried to do an Avengers and Justice League combo. Never worked because they work differently. you know. So yeah,
Who would win between the two, though? Who would win between the two?
who would win on what though?
The two
On
groups,
what?
Justice League or the Avengers. Who would win if they had a battle?
Ah,
Because I say Superman kills the whole side.
the
He
whole
doesn't even
squad.
matter.
I mean, Superman alone can just obliterate everyone, you know. So
No, Thor would stand his ground though.
Yeah, he would.
Thor would,
He
Thor
would.
would, Thor with his hammer, but without his hammer, what is he? He's
No,
just a-
no. But even without his hammer, that's what I was talking about earlier. That he unlocked a new sort of like
Yeah.
character in him where he doesn't need the
oh,
hammer.
oh, he can
But
zap
we
Superman
know
with his
we
little
know
thunder.
who survives. One thirty. We know who survives all this. Batman walks out of that room.
Of course he does. Batman knows everyone, innit? That's what he does. Yeah, no,
Man.
Now, honestly, it's pretty interesting to speak about this stuff, and I think both of them can coexist. I mean, during time, DC and Marvel have existed together. Just because it's Marvel's time, like I said, it doesn't mean it won't be DC's time real soon. You know what I mean? But apart from that, we have come to the end of this, guys. Really appreciate your input. Really enjoyed what you guys were saying. Like, definitely not Francis here saying, look, Justice League claps. The Flash would clap the whole Avengers without them knowing what happened. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's very interesting to see. And I hope the people that are not, that interested in comic book superheroes, whatever it is, I hope you found something to relate to, because I feel like over time, like people who never liked superheroes went to watch Black Panther, because it represented something, so there are a lot of stories in there, in these comic books, a lot of very good stories that even movies copy, so yeah, you guys go and check them out. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed the content, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. We are on most of the socials, as you can see down there, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, if you've got more to tell us about the comics, something that we didn't cover about DC and Marvel, what you guys think is going to happen next, and all these things, put it in the comments, guys. If you want us to do this, to continue this discussion later on, let us know as well, guys. But other than that, this is 5 Rounds. I've been One Tali, Nala, Patrick, Patso, and we out of here, guys.